Hi everybody, I hope you're well. I hope you're doing better than I am. I hope you have a voice. I'm not sure how I'm going to get through this video today, but I'm going to give it a good shot. So welcome to my channel, welcome to what I like to call the room of the constantly open cupboard. One day that will all get explained. But what can I say? Yes, I have been with this super bug thing that's been going around, and my voice has decided that today it's not going to play ball and I'm going to feel really tired. But I am away for the next 2 weekends, so by the time this goes up I will be at my best friend's hen do. I'll explain in momentarily. And the weekend after that I'm away with the glamorous Griffin. So yes, next weekend I'm away, or by the time you see this I will be away. My bestie, who gets mentioned quite a bit on my channel, was due to get married in May 2020, and due to Auntie Felicity kicking up about it, you know, it got cancelled a couple of times, but we had the hen do booked, so we've moved it to October and we're just going to have a girls' weekend based on a hen do. So we've got some games to play. We're going to do a murder mystery, of which, of course, I Bagsied the Wicked Witch. I wonder why. She gets to wear nothing but black and she likes cupcakes. It's me in a fairy tale character. So yes, we've got that. We've got some other bits and pieces to do. But I need to film, or you won't have any content for 2 weeks, which I can't leave you without seeing my face for that long. So please excuse me if I cough or take drinks. I'm just trying to keep my voice long enough so as I can get some filming done. So my plan was, and I might still do it, it might be next week's video, I don't know. Part of the hen do, we're having a kind of cocktail evening, making cocktails, waiters, that kind of thing at the venue. And I thought it would be kind of fun to do a bit of a gothic cocktail dress or cocktail outfit lookbook. Unfortunately, I am way too tired today to do it. But I have a day off work, so I've had to cancel some leave with work, and it's been a whole thing. So yeah, I've got a day off on. Oh, I've just kicked my camera. Apologies if that went a bit wobbly. Yeah, I've got a day off on Thursday, so I might be able to get a lookbook done. But today I just do not have the energy. So apologies. I will also apologise if I don't get another video filmed and I miss. Oh, it'll be Halloween. That's not a good one to miss, is it? It's not a good one to miss. Maybe, if I can't do the lookbook, I am changing my hair colour for Halloween. I haven't quite decided what I'm going with. I had a plan, and then as per usual the plan went away. So what I'm going to do is shut up about what be coming after this one and film this one. Is that okay? Because I've waffled for 3.5 minutes and I need to shut up. So what are we doing today? I'm going to have to do a video that allows me to do some talking, do some pointing, and do things with pictures, because like I said, I don't have the energy to do a lookbook at the moment. So what I thought would be fun would be to do part 2 of my tattoo tour vlog. So I did the first one back in May, so it's been a while. So I have introduced you in part 1, which I will put in the description. I don't know how to do the pointy eye thing. I don't know how that works. My editing is on my phone at the moment. Until I get time off to work out how to do the editing on my laptop, I don't know how to do it. So my first one was about Katia, who did all my arm work, and a few other pieces. And today I will be chatting about a tattoo artist who probably started, or at least I blame him, for starting my tattoo journey. So my first ever tattoo will come up in when I do my kind of what I term odds and sods video of all the random ones I've got, like my convention pieces. My first tattoo was done about 20 years ago. So I kind of thought, yeah, I'll just get the one, that'll be fine, that's all I'll ever get. And as you do, you get addicted. So I am now covered. So I found myself a good artist, and he did, I have no idea how many hours I've sat in his chair, but the artist is Joel P. Blake, and it was actually his partner, if you've seen in my other videos, my little bees, his beautiful partner Brittany, who did my bees for me, so, and my sternum piece. So I've known Joel for, years. I don't know how long I've known Joel for, probably about a little bit longer than I've actually been getting tattooed. So over 20 years I've known Joel. We've lived in the same town for a long time, and we've been not necessarily close friends. We don't hang out, we're not, you know, we see each other and we chat for hours, but we, you know, we don't really hang out together. But we used to be in the same kind of group of friends. He was in bands that I regularly watched. I knew most of his mates, you know, that kind of thing. So we've been in the same circle for many, many, many years. And when I found out he was a tattoo artist, I went, oh, let me have a look at your work. And bang, fell in love. So Joel has done, let me just do a quick count, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 of my tattoos. 5. I'm going to say 5. But they are big pieces and it's been more than one sitting. So I think I've had either 6 or 7 sittings with Joel, and he is an awesome guy. I like the fact that he's not a overly chatty tattooist. You just kind of go in, sit, and he just gets on with it. But his work is amazing. So he goes for a kind of neo-trad style. He is really good at Japanese work. Some of like the kind of death mask things that he does are phenomenal. But also his Disney style girls are also really, really good. Now, I am not a lover of Disney. I'm not a lover of that kind of thing. However, one of his pieces that he's done for me has that kind of Disney-esque look about it. And yeah, so let's just shut up with the waffling, because this may not be a very long video, because like I said, I am struggling with my voice. But let's get on to where it all started. So the first piece that Joel did for me, I wanted a foot tattoo. So when I first started my journey with tattooing, I was very hesitant. I wanted to get tattoos that I could cover easily. So I had a few by this point. I think I had my first tattoo, which was done on my thigh, a little one, and I think I had a couple. No, I just had that one, I think, at the time, and I wanted one on my foot, something that I can wear socks, tights, and kind of cover up if I wanted to. And because I wear boots all the time, you know, it's my tattoos are for me, they're not for everybody else to see. If they see them because I'm wearing a short sleeve top, that's fine. If I've got my legs out, that's fine, but they're not something that I make a point of going, look at me, I've got tattoos. I'm not that type of person. So he started with my foot, and I love lilies, and at the time I was around the music scene. I was with, or around the other half, not necessarily with him at that point. I can't remember, it's been so long, I can't remember. But he did this piece on me. So this is a lily with a treble clef in the middle of the lily, is kind of like the point of the flower, which I thought was kind of cool, a bit different. And we've done a lot of kind of vine work. I'm just looking at my foot so as I can see it, kind of vine work and falling petals. I always had this kind of thought of, if I was going to have my legs done, I wanted them to be very feminine without being overly girly. And when I went with colours, I wanted things that wouldn't be too harsh against my skin tone. Now, you probably can't tell from this photograph, but my legs are paler than I am. In fact, they're probably about the colour of the cupboards behind me. They don't go out very often, they don't get the sun, and they don't tan. Even when I do go out, they just don't like getting colour. So I wanted to pick colours that were quite subtle, and colours that wouldn't annoy me, if that makes sense. So we went with the orange and the pink, and that is a theme throughout all the pieces that Joel has done with me. They're all very cohesive. It was kind of a thing we had going on with the pieces that came afterwards. So yeah, he did this one for me, and you will notice in some of the ones later on his style looks like it's changed. It actually hasn't. What happened is and I think I explained this in my last tattoo tour, the needles have got better quality, the ink has become better quality, so even with the style that he produces, he doesn't have to be quite so thick with his lining. And yeah, so this was my first one. This was my foot piece, and I loved it. Pain scale down towards the toes was a bit ouchy. The front of the ankle was a little painful, but in general it wasn't that bad compared to some I've had. It wasn't that bad at all. So yeah, again, it's a personal thing about how painful tattoos are. I'm not a lover of having my feet done. I've got both of them done as much as I think I will get done for now anyway. But price-wise, I genuinely, and so please don't ask me, I genuinely can't remember how much I've paid for these pieces. Time-wise, a couple of hours, I think. It was... I had to keep taking breaks because of where it was on my foot. It was kind of awkward, because it went up the front of my ankle, and most of the time I just sit there and it's not a problem. But that one, for some reason, I had to keep taking little breaks and like, yeah, that's a bit ouchy, can we stop? But we did get it done in one sitting, and it looks fabulous. So the next one we went all out, completely all out. So the next one is a custom design, and to the point of, I said to him, I don't want anyone seeing this and copying it who comes into your studio who has time, because at the time this style of tattoo seemed to be the style that he was doing an awful lot of around the town, and I didn't want anyone kind of stealing the idea. So I gave him the challenge of doing my thigh, and I said, this is how much space you have to work with. I'm plus size, you have a lot of room. I would like a geisha girl, and the only instructions I gave him is that the colours must match my foot, and that I wanted her to be sultry but not sexy. So, you know, if the kimono was kind of round the shoulders rather than fully done up, I didn't want a traditional geisha, and I did want her looking over her shoulder. That was all I told him, that it was kind of backed out and looking over. And this was what he came up with, and I love her. I love her to bits. She is stunningly beautiful. He matched the lilies again and the cherry blossoms that he'd done in my foot, so you will see a theme through the pieces that he's done. The colours were exactly the same, and when he suggested doing the koi fish tattoo on her back in red, I was a bit hesitant, but he said, trust me, you want this to stand out. If I put it in black, which is typically what you would do, he said, it won't stand out as being on her, it will just look like part of the design and it will look really odd. So what we need to do is make it look like it's on her and make it stand out. So that is why her tattoo is red. And it wasn't until the whole thing was finished, because obviously when you're getting tattooed you see everything upside down, so you don't get that full effect until you look in the mirror. And it wasn't until he was completely done and he said, go and have a look, and I'm like, yeah, that was the right call to do. And she's beautiful. I love her. She is one of my favourite pieces and always will be, and she was custom done for me, which is awesome, which means no one else has got her. And I love the effort that he put into this piece for me. She's stunning. She took, again, don't ask me prices, I can't genuinely remember, but she took, I think she was my longest sitting with a half-hour break for lunch. I think she was 7¼ hours. Yeah, she was lovely. He really took his time on that piece and made sure she was perfect. So the next one we went to was my koi fish. So on the outside of my right thigh, and that was this one. Now in the middle of this one you will get a sneak peek of my original tattoo, which is the dragon in the middle, just a little stencil dragon. I didn't want anything too much, and there is some symbols down there. They are actually writing. I will tell what those are in another video, but he did all the koi fish work for me. And again, we have stuck with the same kind of theme. We have stuck, excuse me, with the orange and the pink, and we have stuck with the florals as well, just to make sure that both pieces tied in. And again, I love this piece. This did actually take I can't remember if it was 2 or 3 sittings, and I don't know why, because when I had my geisha girl done I sat straight through. We had a break because obviously as tattooists they need to eat and have lunch, so we had about a half-hour break. But when it came to the koi fish, we managed to do the outline. I'm just like, no, I can't sit anymore. And then I think the next time we managed to get the black work done, and then I think I had to go back for the colour and the white. So for some reason that leg just didn't want to, whether it was being sat on a bad hip or I don't know, but it's fabulous. I mean, his work is amazing and I absolutely adore it. So the last 2 actually are very, very similar and they go together, so I'm going to talk about them together. So when I had my koi fish done, it's on the same leg as my foot piece that he did, so I wanted to join them together with the lilies and the cherry blossoms, and he came up with this one. So that is the side of my leg, and it literally goes from the koi fish and matches in down to the original lily that I had done. Slightly different style, again, I'm not bothered that it doesn't exactly match. I'm okay with that. I like that it's not, you can see its pieces, and this is kind of where I get confused when people say to me, well, how many tattoos do you have? Because okay, I can say they're 3 tattoos, but then they're all kind of the same flow. So are they half a leg? I don't know. Were they 1 tattoo? Were they 3 tattoos? They're all meant to go in together. So I'm not someone who really counts tattoos. I just know if I've got space, it's going to get inked. So yeah, he did the side of my leg for me. And then we progressed on to this last one, which is this one, which is the back of that same leg. So I did want to do 3 sides or with florals or something, but no, I just like that whole idea of flowers going up the back of my leg. So that is where we are with that one. So yeah, sorry this isn't a massively long video, but like I said, you guys wanted me to go through my tattoos, and you don't see my legs very often, so I wanted to give a shout out and give some love to each tattoo artist that I work with, you know, individual love. So that was Joel P. Blake. He works in Swindon in the UK. He is currently setting up a new shop. They've changed premises from where they've been, so he has been working out of a shop called Black Chalice, which is owned by him. But I believe they're changing the name, and they've just moved into their new shop. I heard from Brittany yesterday or the day before, actually about another session that I've got booked with her. So yeah, they're moving. They are staying within Swindon, and I don't know what the name of the new studio is. So as soon as I find out, I will update the description. I will leave Joel's Instagram below. Please go and have a look at his work. Even if you're not into tattooing but you like his work, he does sell art prints. All his work, all the prints he sells is his own work. invasion. Sorry, fly. Yeah, everything is his own work. So if you wanted prints and you're into the Japanese style of pictures, then he probably has something for you, and he's nearly always got something available in artwork for sale. If you do want to book with him, I know that he has just opened his books for November and December, but he does get booked up very, very quickly. So yeah, that is Joel P. Blake, previously of Black Chalice Tattoos in Swindon, and I will let you know what his new shop is called when it's up and running. But I'm going to go before my voice completely disappears on me. And as always, my wonderful ravens, mwah.